what I'm looking forward to right now in life is all the exciting things that are happening around me every day. Being able to share with you who I am. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Ms.Monet. Ah, man, just made it to Nashville. I am in Nashville and excited about what I'm doing in these next couple of days here in Nashville. I see you guys. I appreciate you tapping in with me on this Tuesday as I get ready to talk about it and everything. Hello, love. As I get ready to talk about it, just a little heads up, to talk about it Tuesday. So here's the thing. I'm going to be moving this platform over. Thank you, my baby. I love you too. Oh, I'm going to be moving this platform over to, it's going to be going over to YouTube because Talk About It will no longer just be a Talk About It Tuesday, but it will just be a talk about it. And we'll be talking about it different times because I'm constantly traveling, and it allows me to give you the best of who I am and the best of this platform by just kind of opening it up even more. But what's going to happen is I will be doing stuff here. Hello. I will be doing stuff here, but we'll be taking it over to my YouTube page. So if you haven't joined my YouTube page, the link is in my bio. Please go join the YouTube page because these Talk About It. You'll see a tidbit here. I'll do it live, but you'll see a tidbit here after that, and then it'll be on my YouTube page where you'll see the full spectrum of Talk About It. All right. So that's why I am removing Tuesday from the format and just calling it Talk About It, which is what we enjoy doing. We've been talking about it for quite some time, and for those who've been with me from the jump, I appreciate you. I love you. I adore you, and I thank you so very much for continuing this ride with me. My reason for doing this is because I know so many people and I have so many friends that I want to celebrate and give them their flowers and allow them the opportunities to, talk about themselves and everything they're doing. Because again, we're more than just pretty faces and musicians and all these things. We are real people. We are people who enjoy what we're doing and we're living our lives. And I appreciate each one of them allowing me the opportunity to give them their flowers on my platform. My ending result, and this is another reason, because what, Mama, I want a talk show, right? I think I will be the perfect talk show host, right? Don't you think? So this also gives me practice to be able to present myself and everything. And hey, you never know who's watching. You say, hey, go check out Monet's Talk About It and everything. And next thing you know, Miss Monet will be the next, Oprah. Like I always said, if Jennifer Hudson can have one, Kelly Clarkson, Drew Barrymore, Miss Monet can definitely have a talk show, right? Don't you appreciate you? I appreciate you tapping in and everything. And let's see. My guest today is a very good friend of mine and everything. You guys know I know everybody, a little bit of everybody. And as my as the weeks and everything keeps coming down, I keep reaching out to more of my family. These people, my friend, they ain't my friends. These are my fam, and they are showing up for me. Today is no exception. Next week will be no exception, and the week after that, fire. I'm just so blessed to be able to call on my dear friends, my family, and say, hey, can you come on my thing? I mean, because you know what, it allows me to talk to them. You can know more about them because you've heard these names before. You probably even seen them in one capacity or another, but just really didn't know. So this is my opportunity to to bless and be a blessing. Without further ado, I want to bring in my guest today. He is an amazing drummer. He is a native of Chicago, Illinois, the Chi-Town stand up, and he's here. I'm going to bring him on in. How are you?
What's good?
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I have one of my dearest friends. This is my dear friend. Everybody, please, bulbs and fire emojis for my boy Chris Miskel, Chicago's own, Chicago stand up, Chi-Town. What's up? What's it do? How you feeling, love?
Man, I'm good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. And everything. And you guys, I'm gonna keep it real. We are literally in the same place at the same
Right
time
now.
right now.
Right now. Yes.
Right
Yes.
now, and
Yes.
he's I'm on the 6th floor. He's on the 4th floor, and we are exactly in the same room, just 2 floors down from each other. And I was like, and what happens when I move everything over to my YouTube page and everything, I will be having the capabilities where I will be doing in studio, so you'll see that. But in the meantime, we're doing it this way, and I didn't want it to be any weird because we both be in one little screen trying to squeeze in. We're trying to make it make sense. Chris Miskel, what's good?
Monet, man, what's good? First of all, let me say this.
Uh,
It's so good to see you in person. We haven't seen each other in a
it's been
while.
a minute
Like
since
we,
January,
yeah, that's been,
since the
yeah,
vote,
yeah. Since, oh yeah, right, since the cruise.
since the
But that's
vote,
been a
yeah.
while though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, but that seems like so far away, though. It seems like that happened so long ago.
yeah, because you have so much stuff you're doing in between. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? When we finally
yeah,
see each other again, even though it's 2 or 3 months later, we feel like it's been a year. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Yeah. So wait a minute,
exactly.
why you ain't tell me you was wearing glasses? I got glasses.
Well,
I
I
could have put
well,
on my glasses.
well because it's the truth of the matter is, though I don't look like I'm 51, about to be 52, I am, and my eyes remind me, girl,
All
you
the time.
50, you 50.
You look good though. You
And
look good.
everything. I see everybody chiming in on there. They happy to see. I see all the
What's
drummer people,
up, my
everything.
peeps? What's up, y'all?
See. And you guys, please, usually at the end of my forum, if you have questions for Chris, please get ready to and everything. I will open it up because I'm sure he has some knowledge, because it's a lot of things I want to tap in with you. So let's just jump on in. My first question, as I always ask every one of my guests, who is Chris Miskel?
Who is Chris Miskel? Scale. I'm saying my last name wrong. I'm
Girl.
a church boy from the south side of
Okay.
Chicago. Grew up in one of the worst neighborhoods in the United States of America. Um, that love what I do. Um, Proud dad. Happy, proud husband. Uh, I mean, that's pretty much who I am.
Hmm.
Humble.
Hmm.
Uh, Thankful for God for where He's brought me.
Absolutely.
I mean, it ain't much with me. You know what I'm saying? Blue collar, stay below the radar, do what he does. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's me. It ain't a whole lot. It ain't a whole lot to Christmas scales. Just a little something.
He's just a little something. I mean, really. I mean, I can kind of go down your track record and everything like that. But before I get into that, I mean, you're a native Chicago, and you said, just being a native Chicago, what does that mean to and for you, especially when you hear about a lot of how Chicago has been painted in, across the nation and the country, and
Yeah,
the way it's been looked at. How does that
yeah.
make you feel as a native?
Um, it's okay because a lot of it is true.
Hmm.
But quite a bit of it is false too. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Unfortunately, the people around the world, they only know what the commentators and the TV shows them. But
Right.
Chicago it's a beautiful city. Do we
Yeah.
have crime? Of course we got crime. Everybody has crime.
Hmm.
Uh, do we have bad times? We have bad times. Do we have good times as a city? Of course we do. But it makes me feel good because Chicago, to me,
Hmm.
is probably the dopest city in the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm not saying that because I live there. I'm
Hmm.
saying that because I've traveled all over the United States. And
Hmm.
Chicago is a dope city. So we have our ups and downs, but we have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love there. There's a lot to experience
Hmm.
there. We got some of the best food in the United States of
Hmm.
America.
Someone
We got great
just
museums.
said my favorite foodie
We
city.
got we got great parks. We got great people,
Hmm.
great musicians. A lot of history comes out of that city.
Yeah.
So, you know, it don't bother me none. I'm good. I'm a Chicago native and I'm proud of it.
Southside.
South Side, baby. South Side, Inglewood,
Come
South Side.
on. I mean, true stories. Like, one of my first times going, when I was started to tour and was going to Chicago, and
Uh-huh.
someone introduced me to it was across the street from Cabrini Green, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
food place, and I got the biggest shrimp ever. I want to say it was Goose Island.
Ooh, yeah, baby. Yes, Lord.
I saw a lot at Goose Island on the late nights.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
see
yeah.
some characters.
I'm trying to tell you that late night in
Man.
Chicago down on that Down on that end, you can see a whole lot of
A
every
lot
day.
of man. Oh my God. So being a native from Chicago, what was the music scene like growing up? Like, what was it like growing up, and then what is it like now?
Growing up, so I started in
Mhm,
church. So in the beginning, I was doing like a lot of musicals, gospel
mhm,
concerts, playing with a lot of different choirs and stuff like that.
mhm,
So I did that a lot, probably up until I was about maybe 18 to 19, and then I trickled over to start doing the club scene.
mhm,
Growing up, my early years doing the club, like there was always somewhere to go and somewhere to play in the
mhm,
city of Chicago.
mhm,
It's not like it is now,
mhm.
but back then you could go and see 7, 8, 9, 10 different bands
Wow.
on the south side, and then you got downtown, then you got the west side, like 5, 6, 7 nights a week.
Wow.
So of course, everything is kind of it's slowed down. It's not as many places to play.
Mhm,
The personnel is different.
mhm,
Of course, that was what 25, 30 years ago. So the people are different. A lot of places that we were able to go to and play back then are closed, and new
mhm,
places have opened
mhm,
and stuff like that. Chicago is still happening. We still got a
mhm,
lot going on. Still a lot of great musicians,
mhm,
new faces, new
mhm,
music.
mhm.
Um, you know, but it's dope.
I have a question. Is shout out to our brother, dear brother, who's passed on, and
Yep.
Kahari Parker. Long live Kahari Parker.
Yep.
But one time I was there with Kahari, and he took my sister and I to this place. It was called the Taste of. It was on the West Side. The Taste of. It was a place they were playing
Hmm.
music. It's next to a liquor store.
The taste,
It's called the Taste or the
it
something.
had to
It was a
be on the south side then. If it was. Oh, wait. The touch of the
touch
past.
of the yes,
Oh
that place.
yeah, touch it. It's the west side. It's not necessary. It's west.
Okay,
So it's on
is
Manheim
it
Road. That's in
still there?
yeah, it's in Maywood. Yeah, you know who's part owner of that
Ooh,
place? I'm about to mess you up. Maurice Fitzgerald, bass
wow.
player. Yeah. So he bought it from the previous
Okay.
owner, him and some of his guys, and he's part owner, and it's still cracking.
They still serving fish
On
sandwiches?
Manheim Road, they still serving fish sandwiches and
Look,
wings.
it's a true story. Like I said, Kahari took my sister and I there, and we wanted a fish sandwich, but she wanted a. At the time, we were drinking Diet Coke and vodka,
Uh-huh.
and they was like, "We ain't got no Diet Coke." So they
Not
said,
in
"But
the hood.
and you know what they told us? They said,
Go
but it's a liquor
it's
store next
right
door."
next door. You go over there and get you some. Right.
We was like, "Okay, because this fish
Right.
sandwich is good."
Wait a
Okay,
minute. Diet Coke and vodka?
yeah,
How that taste?
it tastes good. Good. I mean, the proper name of it, and people, it's really called a skinny. It's called a skinny bitch.
Really?
Mhm. You can go to a bar and say, "I want a skinny
Wow.
bitch," and it'll be vodka and Diet Coke.
See,
The
that's
things I know.
really right. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I ain't never heard that one, but
Oh yeah,
okay. All
yeah,
right, I
yeah,
got
yeah. That's
you.
true story. True story.
Right.
So, were there any local artists that you just influenced you as a drummer, as a player?
One of the main bands that influenced me, there's a couple of bands that really influenced me. There was a band called Detour.
Mm,
My boy Phil Seed was the lead guy in the band, and you had Ben Johnson, Kennery Kent Smith, and Tim Gant was playing keys. They played at the back room like once a month. You had Carmen
mm.
Stokes, who Oscar Seaton used to
Okay.
play with. I used to go see Carmen, and then there's a band that does like probably one of the best top 40 bands, period, point blank, Midnight Sun.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they used to play at the Touch of the Past. They had a residency at the Touch of the Past every Sunday.
Wow.
So that was another band. There was some artists around town. I started playing early with this saxophone player named Ray Silkman.
Hmm.
He was a dope cat. Carlos Cannon. So you had
Hmm.
singers around
Hmm.
town, and yeah. So those are few of the artists and bands that kind of influenced me coming up. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And then you have all these amazing musicians and everything, and it's so funny because when I think about everybody I know from Chicago that's a musician and just doing their thing right now, I was like, did Chicago just breed nothing but musicians?
Man, let me tell you something. Y'all ain't seen the half of it
Wow.
yet.
Wow.
Wait till these young boys start really getting out. It's going.
Mm,
It's. Let me put. It's a problem. We got some of the most talented musicians in the world, and I'm not saying better. I'm just
right.
saying now you could say it how you want to say it, but I'm just gonna tell you, Chicago is a problem when it comes to a musicians
Absolutely.
thing. These church boys
Yeah.
that's coming up and
Yeah.
these young guys that's playing in these clubs and stuff,
Hmm.
like they like
Yeah.
grown men. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Being, like you said earlier, you started in
yeah,
church and everything as far as
mhm,
playing. Do you feel that like playing in church, because you hear a lot of people play in church and everything. I know a lot of them who started playing in
yeah,
church, but then you hear about those who went to, like, say, Berkeley or
yeah.
other schools like that. Do you feel there is a difference in the way of playing, or is it just a natural thing that just kind of
I
comes?
think there's a difference. I think there's a huge difference from a musician that went to school and had training,
Hmm.
opposed to a musician that learned on his own or from his peers. Because what comes from the heart reaches the heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like if you went to school and took cooking classes,
Hmm.
opposed to being in the kitchen watching your grandmother. You see what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
Thanksgiving meal gonna be a little
My,
different.
yeah.
You see what you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
to me there is a difference. There's not a better or worse.
Hmm.
There's just kind of preference or
Hmm.
whatever like that. But to me, I think it is a major difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You've been playing for quite long time. How long
Yeah.
have you actually been drumming? Since you were a kid? You
well,
just, and was it your
well,
first instrument?
yeah, my first and only instrument.
Wow.
So if you ask my mom, and
Uh-huh.
I always tell people this story, they be like, "How long you been playing drums?" I said, "Well, if you ask my mom, Clementine Miskel,
Yes.
she gonna tell me she's gonna tell you he's been playing before he was born." So
Wow.
I guess I was giving her some issues when I was in that womb with kicking and doing all this other stuff. But I mean, like real young, picked it up at 3, 4, 5 years old,
Hmm.
mimicking the drummers at church and stuff like that. Just picked it up and just start and I just fell in
Right.
love with it and just
Right.
start just developing from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
An interesting instrument to play too, because to have all your
Woo.
extremities doing different time signatures and everything, I just can't. I can sit down and stay to one little beat, but I can't understand it. And I watch you and others just
Hmm.
do amazing works with just every facet of your body. Like, is it a conscious thing? Is it just what? How does that scientifically? How does it work? Make the math is
Man,
mapping in my head.
it's total independence,
Mm,
which means which means you got 4 or 5 different things going on at one time. Your ride cymbal can be playing something, your snare,
mm,
your foot on the hi-hat and your foot pedal and your mind. So it's a lot of different things. So I call it independence because there's so many different things going on at the same time. But it's like everybody can't be a drummer. Like
yeah.
that
Me.
you can't just sit down and just coordinate because it's just I think it's just something that you either have to be born with or you just really have to be taught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it ain't for the weak. You know what I'm saying?
I, I tell you, I have tried to sit there and figure that thing out, and I'm
Yeah,
like, Lord, it
but you
just don't
got
come to me.
but you got something I ain't got. I can't sing like the same like just like with me singing like it's like I can't just come and do what you do and
Right.
it's a lot that goes with it. It might and the thing is with playing drums and singing and just being a musician period, you sit out in the audience, you be like, oh, that looks easy, her
Hmm.
singing those background parts,
Hmm.
oh, that song, that's easy.
Yeah.
But it's a whole nother ball game. It's a lot that goes in with it too. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Andre Armand says we're like octopus.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
kind of like all over the
Yes.
place.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Um, so you've been drumming for since your mom said you just kind of came into this world with the stick and just with the timing
Right.
and everything. Name some of the artists that you have worked with thus far. Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, I know.
I gotta start. I gotta start. Because when people ask me that, I gotta start thinking. Because when people ask you, but uh, Heather Headley, David Sanborn, Boss Skaggs, Brian Culbertson, Will Downing, Nick Leon, Eric Benet, the Das Band, Jesus, Gerald Albright, Boney James, Dave
Come on, come
Koz. It's like I gotta start thinking of all these people. I play with Layla, I play with George Duke, Kurt Whalum,
come on,
Patty Austin.
come on.
It's like I gotta start thinking of all these people. You know what I'm saying? So, geez, so that's some of them. It's a long list, but that's a few people. Yeah.
No, ladies and gentlemen, he just said that's a few people. The brother that named off the creme de la creme and going to say, oh, that's just a few people.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that, but I've worked with a lot of people. You know what I think I need to do? I need to make a list. You know what I'm saying? Just make a list of, because when people ask you that, it's like you. I call Monet Money, just so y'all know. So it's just like you, Monet. If I ask you now, just start naming some of the people. You've worked with so many people. There's no way in the world you're gonna remember all that stuff off the top of your head.
Right.
And your list is probably twice as long as mine.
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's a few people that I work with.
13.13. Hold that question. I want to come back to it because at the end of this, we're going to open it up for Chris to answer those questions and everything. So hold on to that. We're going to come back to that. So you named all these amazing artists and everything. Is there one artist that you, is there one artist that you've played with that you adore more than others?
No. And if I did, I wouldn't say it because I don't never want to ruffle no feathers. I've had great experiences with every artist I've had the chance to play with, work with, and or tour with. And I'm constantly learning, and I've learned so much from them. But no, there's no, I've had some gigs that really stick with me, that be like, yeah, like I enjoyed doing that, or I enjoyed working with this person, that person. But no, I'll never say nobody sticks out. Like, I don't want to do that.
Right. I always ask this question and the question goes, are there any woos or any woes? And when I say any woos, woo was like something that had you like, woo, I killed that joint, or whoa, man, slow down. Do you have any of those?
Yeah, I do. So when I got called to do Boss Skaggs, right? We didn't have any rehearsals. It was just me, Richard Patterson, and Boss. We went to Boss' little studio, and I pull out my charts and my notes that I had set up, and we just start playing the tunes and stuff like that. And after the second tune, Boss was like, yeah, I don't think we don't have to go through the rest of this stuff, even though we did. He's fine. Like, that made me feel so good. An artist of his caliber,
absolutely.
After he heard me play the second song, what he said, that was a whoa moment. That was a whoa moment for me. And I'm gonna tell you another moment. I was playing with Brian Culbertson. It was Will Downing's first gig back from when he was down from getting sick. And I was on stage playing with Brian, and Stevie Wonder just walked out on the stage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So we playing, and I'm like, the crowd is into it, but the crowd just start going nuts.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, man, we hit this joint.
We killing
this joint. And then I look to the left, and somebody is escorting Stevie out. So Brian thinking like, oh, he feeling himself. But he didn't know that Stevie was walking. so that was a moment, you know what I'm saying, to even be in the midst, you know what I'm saying, of that icon like that. That was a moment that I was like, oh, wow. Like, oh, Stevie is, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Man, it's funny that those people, those calibers like Stevie, my brother, BJ Kim, has a similar storyline, but it was Prince. when they were playing. They were over in Europe playing with when it was Raphael,
Yeah.
and I think they were doing Stone
Uh,
Rolling or something, and they was getting it. And then all of a sudden, he said the crowd just like went crazy, and they was like,
right.
"Oh, we killing this
Right.
jump!" And then, but it was Prince walking out with his
Oh,
guitar.
right,
They
right.
was like, "Oh,
See. Oh, so let me tell you this little story though.
yes."
So, my boy Marcus Anderson got me some tickets to go see Prince. He was at the United Center.
Shout
right?
out to Marcus.
So, yeah. So y'all know how Prince is. He likes to do after parties and jam sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided that he was going to do one at City Winery. So I went out to City Winery, whatever like that, and I was standing on the. If you're looking at the stage, I was on stage left. And I was just standing there checking out the band, and the band started playing. Prince hadn't came out yet and stuff like that. So I'm just leisurely looking at the band, they jamming and stuff like, okay, when this dude gonna come out? So this dude comes out the back, but it's dark,
Mm-hmm.
and stood right next to me. And I was just like, hey, this is like Prince was standing like right next to me. I was like, oh shoot, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, how you know, a deep voice, hey, how you doing? That kind of thing. And that was a whoa moment for me. Like, oh my God, like this dude just came and stood right next to me. So yeah. So that was a little moment. I was just like, you know,
I understand.
But I ain't no starstruck kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, oh my God, I'm not that dude. But that was a moment for me just to be close to that guy. You know what I'm saying? So
I've been to one of those parties, same scenario. He came up to after he came it was when he was doing this 3121. And he came, he had like the jam little sessions, and at his house he had in this downstairs area, it was set up like a club with the booths and all this stuff and everything. And he was jamming in the stage, and it was myself and some girlfriends, and we were sitting down in the booth and everything, and I was on the end and everything, and this man walks up to our booth and looks at us, and he's all like, in Prince voice, you know, are you having a good time? And we like, yeah, and and I'm the biggest Prince head I know. I'm a fanatic, and I'm sitting here like, but I'm Monet. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. And he was like, he said, well, if you need anything, just let me know and everything. And then we was like, well, I said, well, thank you for having us here at your house, and we're having a beautiful time. Thinking he was like, the bar is over there if you need anything, the restroom's right there and everything, and don't hesitate to let me know if you need anything.
You should have been like,
I was chill. I was Monet. I was Monet, but in my head I was like,
can you go get me a vodka and Diet Coke from the bar?
I was screaming like, oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Screaming like someone then took something from me. I was screaming in my head. So I understand. Trust me, I understand. And when I met Whitney, I wasn't even like that. When
you met Whitney?
Whitney is my, everybody knows how I feel about Whitney.
She's my all-time favorite female vocalist in the world. Mm-hmm. That's just me. I love Whitney.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
My meeting Whitney was, I enjoyed meeting her in that capacity because she was in the company of people she trusted. So because of that, she was herself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so when I walked up, it was true because it was like her back was like turned. So when I walked up, I was walking up to her back. I didn't see her sitting there. Right. I didn't know who was sitting there. Okay. So by the time I got up to, and everybody saw me before, and she never turned around. But it was my girlfriend. Shout out to Charlotte Gibson and Cindy Mizell, and they jumped up and they're like, Monet,